outsourcing police dispatch to the city of Ocoee. The city will save approximately $400,000 annually in operating costs with these changes. Even with the downturn in the economy, we'll continue to grow. I would like to say welcome to our new residents of my hometown. With the annexation of Rose Hill, we are now have 34,600 people who call Ocoee home, making us the third largest city in Orange County. In 2009, we had 3 residential projects approved, making the way for 551 new households in the city. One of the city's biggest eyesores came crashing down, you saw that in the thing, in 2009. Built in 1968 to house Disney when they came along, Colony Plaza Hotel had been vacant for several years and had become a safety hazard. We have received numerous calls from people thanking the city for removing the eyesore. The economic recession hasn't dampened our employees' generosity. I always say we have some of the best and most giving employees in Central Florida. In 2009, staff donated school supplies, Thanksgiving baskets, and volunteered their time at our annual Christmas dinner for families in need. I would like to thank all of our employees for their hard work and giving hearts. Now, I would like to turn over the remainder of my State of the City presentation to our commissioners. First up is Commissioner Gary Hood, representing District 1.
Thank you, Mayor. Hi, my name is Commissioner Gary Hood. Let me start off by saying we've accomplished a lot of exciting things in 2009. I'd like to thank the Mayor, City Commissioners, staff, and the citizens of Ocoee for an outstanding year. I'm happy to report that our Parks and Recreation Department continues to make significant improvements to our city parks. When you ride by Central Park, you'll see how great the park looks. We've made some changes there that we're really proud of. There is now a reconstructed boardwalk and fishing dock for park users to enjoy fishing in the scenic beauty of Lake Moxie. Girl Scout Troop 32 assisted with the restoration of Lake Moxie with reestablishing aquatic plants along the shoreline to enhance fishing and to improve the water quality. Be sure to stop by Central Park because you'll definitely like what you'll see. In addition, we have installed a new playground safety service at Tiger Miner Park. This will allow kids to enjoy themselves while safely playing at the park. At Sorensen Park, we replaced the old worn backstops with a chain link fence around the junior-senior baseball fields. In addition, we've installed new aluminum bleachers for the comfort and enjoyment of the spectators. At our popular Jim Beach Center, we got some help from the Eagle Scouts. They helped staff paint and restore the bleachers at the soccer fields. We certainly appreciate their help. Also, we put up new chain link fence at the soccer fields to help contain soccer balls during games. Residents living in our Pioneer Key area of town can stroll in a new park. The construction of Palm Park was part of a stormwater management project in the Pioneer Key development. This park includes a walking path, off-street parking, stormwater retention pond, and landscape plantings. The city plans to add benches and picnic tables to the park in the near future. There's something for everyone at our Parks and Recreation Department. Staff does a wonderful job with our special event and recreational programs. At our annual haunted house event, we spooked more than 2,000 people. Yours truly got involved in the Halloween spirit. As you can see on the projector above, I scared up some folks in my Hellraiser costume. My wife said I looked a lot better, but other great events we offered in 2009 included our Easter extravaganza, youth basketball, summer camp, before and after school program, swimming lessons, which have been moved to the morning to better accommodate the public, and our popular movies in the park. As a strong supporter of youth sports, I can't emphasize enough how important it is to keep our young people actively engaged in positive activities. Some of the recreational partnership with our Parks and the Recreation Department is involved and included with Ocoee Little League, Ocoee Bulldog Football, and Ocoee Youth Soccer. We also value our senior residents and have a strong relationship program with the West Orange seniors who now meet at the Tom Eisen Center on Adair Street. We're very proud that for the first time, the city was designated as a Tree City USA. The National Arbor Day Foundation recognized the city's outstanding commitment to community forestry. And our annual Arbor Day celebration underscores that commitment. Staff helped students plant trees and gave students an educational presentation on the history of Arbor Day. This completes my portion of the presentation. Next up is Commissioner Rosemary Wilson representing District 2.
Thank you, Commissioner Hood. Hi, I'm Rosemary Wilson. I'd like to thank the mayor, my fellow commissioners, and staff for working together to make 2009 an outstanding year. The city is committed to providing clean, safe drinking water to all residents. Our utilities department is hard at work, which is evident by the 1.3 billion gallons of drinking water that was supplied to residents and businesses throughout the city last year. One thing people don't often think about is sewage treatment, but we do. In 2009, we treated 595 million gallons, but we didn't stop there. 445 million gallons of wastewater, or 74% of wastewater, was turned into reclaimed water and used in irrigation systems throughout the city. Recycling wastewater helps conserve our drinking water and pumps less water from the underground aquifers. As part of our proactive community outreach concerning water conservation, the Utility Department has multiple workshops aimed at educating residents about the importance of water conservation. At the Landscape and Irrigation Seminar, co-hosted with Orange County Utilities, citizens learned how they can save money by saving water. We also hosted 4 public rain barrel workshops and 1 workshop at Citrus Elementary School. Staff has given out 140 rain barrels that residents can use to collect rainwater to water their plants and lawns. Utility staff increased its assistance to residents by performing over 50 on-site irrigation audits. City staff gave citizens first-hand information on how to improve their irrigation and showed them how to read their water meter. This one-on-one instruction is a valuable tool that gives citizens the opportunity to ask staff questions and get answers tailored to fit their landscape needs. One of the best ways to spread the word about conserving water is to start early by educating and encouraging our youth in the classroom. Our annual Drop Savers poster contest was a big success with over 1,250 applications. The winners were recognized at a standing room only city commission meeting full of proud parents and other family members. Additionally, staff participated in 6 water conservation events at local schools. As Ocoee continues to keep the city the center of good living, me, my fellow commissioners Rusty Johnson, Mayor Scott Vandergriff, and City Manager Rob Frank had the pleasure to cut the ribbon at the Lakeshore Drive improvements ceremony. If you've traveled down our historic Lakeshore Drive, you'll probably notice our new look. We have several upgrades to this beautiful venue. There are 3 new covered pavilions, 12 picnic tables, a drinking fountain, and wider sidewalk area. And in keeping with our designation as a Tree City USA, we planted numerous trees and shrubs. This concludes my portion of the presentation. Now I'd like to turn the remainder of the presentation to Commissioner Rusty Johnson, representing District 3.
Thank you, Commissioner Wilson. Good evening. First, I'd like to take a little minute and say thanks to the citizens of this town for helping us all year long with our strive to make this a center of good living. I don't think this city or any city makes it without the citizens, and I think the citizens are a biggest part of some of the stuff we do in this city. And I'd like to take the time over the TV and into the public to let them know that we as the commissioners and the mayor appreciate all their support and all their work that they do as volunteers in this city. I'm honored to be here tonight and share with you some of the outstanding projects our police department completed in 2009. Our fine men and women police officers have an outstanding year. Our police department constantly looks for ways to save citizens' tax dollars. We have received approximately $250,000 in grant money from state, federal, and private entities. These grants were used to purchase portable radios, laptop computers, portable video surveillance systems, report writing software, patrol rifles, and speed measurement devices, which some of us know about. As the mayor mentioned in the opening remarks, we contracted police communication service to the city of Ocoee. This move is projected to save the city an estimated $1.5 million over the next 5 years. The move also helped consolidate police services in West Orange County and provided the police department with an upgraded computer, aided dispatch records management system, as well as to help achieve the objective of wireless reporting capability for the police officers. Our traffic enforcement unit won first place in 2009 Florida Law Enforcement Challenge Award in the Motor Unit Challenge. Our officers participate in this annual competition against other police departments throughout the state to make roadways safer through education and enforcement. The department received a speed trailer. The speed trailer is an electronic sign and is a valuable communication tool used to inform and educate drivers. Our officers have a new place to call home. We cut the ribbon for our newly renovated police headquarters in Ocoee. Took a long time to get there, but we finally got it. It is an 18,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility that consolidates all of our police operations under one roof, located off of Old Winter Garden Road and Blueford Avenue. The new station is more efficient and convenient for police employees as well as the general public. To help save lives and make our roads safer, we install red light traffic cameras at 5 roadway intersections throughout the city. Our primary goal is to reduce the number of red light violations and traffic crashes that occur in the city. Our red light traffic program actually pays for itself. The revenues generated by fines that result from violators being captured on film pay for the cameras and reimburse the city for staff time necessary to administer the program. As you can see, our police department has been at work keeping our streets and communities safe. That concludes my part of the presentation, and next up is Commissioner of District 4, Joel Keller.
Thank you, Commissioner Johnson. Hi, my name is Commissioner Joel Keller, and at this time I'd like to share with you some of the outstanding achievements from our fire and public works departments. But before I do that, I want to thank the mayor and my fellow commissioners and the staff for the hard work and the dedication to our great city. I'm pleased to report that in 2009, we implemented advanced life support citywide. This means our citizens can continue to have the highest form of critical care available to them during times of crisis. And we added a new fire engine to our fleet. The Pierce Enforcer engine, number 39, joined our fleet and operates out of our Fire Station 39 on McGuire Road. It carries 500 gallons of water and has a pumping capacity of 1,250 gallons of water per minute. To streamline our services, we moved our code enforcement division to the fire department. Our code enforcement and fire inspection divisions go hand in hand, making a perfect fit. And our fire department continues to maintain a very high ISO rating. ISO stands for Insurance Services Organization, and they rank fire departments on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being the highest. Our fire department has an ISO rating of 2. This means our citizens get a lower rate on their fire protection insurance. If our firefighters need to make a quick escape from the upper floor of a burning building, they now have enhanced equipment to do this. Each firefighter is equipped with their own personal escape pack. They carry the escape packs on their back, much like a backpack. When they are responding to emergencies, it's an escape system that is comprised of specially designed ropes that give firefighters the ability to climb down very quickly from an upper floor that becomes engulfed in fire. It could literally save lives. And a big congratulations to our Firefighter Combat Challenge Relay team. They qualified for the World Firefighter Combat Challenge competition that was held in Las Vegas. The Firefighter Combat Challenge attracts hundreds of U.S. and Canadian municipal fire departments at more than 25 locations and is now expanding to several countries around the world. After competing in Las Vegas, our team is currently ranked in the top 60 worldwide. This is quite an accomplishment for their first year trying. Our Public Works Department has implemented the Pinpoint Geotech GPS reporting system. Ocoee is the first Florida municipality to implement the Pinpoint Geotech GPS reporting system as a proactive method to address street repair and residential trash collection issues. Implementing this system has reduced the roadway maintenance and cart repair phone calls by alerting the Public Works team to issues such as potholes, sign damage, storm drain issues, and sanitation cart repairs before the citizens realize the problem even exists. Our sanitation division consolidates 6 residential trash collection routes into 5 in order to improve the efficiency of our collection, reduce costs, and extended the life of the city's sanitation fleet. And our Public Works team has resurfaced several miles of streets, which include the Wild Fern neighborhood, the West Orange Industrial Park, and Blackwood Avenue. Public Works also restored several failing drainage pipes in residential neighborhoods, including Cumberland Avenue between McKee Street and Oakland Avenue. Public Works also added several new speed tables throughout the city and upgraded existing asphalt speed tables with a red brick surface pattern to improve their impact to the neighborhoods and enhance their visibility. And that completes my presentation. As you can see, we work hard on the projects that benefit our citizens. At this time, the mayor will come back to give us his closing remarks on the state of our city. Mr. Mayor.
Well, the city of Ocoee looks forward to a promising year. As we move into 2010, the city continues its efforts to keep the city of Ocoee the center of good living. Residents of Peach Lake Manor will be seeing a lot of activity with resurfacing starting in March with the upcoming water main replacement and relocation project. The project will improve the reliability of the system. We will also be continuing our conservation efforts by expanding our use of reclaimed water for irrigation. Reclaimed water will soon be available in the Wedgewood Commons, White Hill subdivisions. This effort protects our water resources not just for us but for future generations and goes a long way in preserving our drinking water. You will also see activity and resurfacing in a number of other neighborhoods, roads including Majestic Oaks, Barnovia, Caballero, and Little Spring Hill, improving the quality of life for our citizens and continuing the efforts to improve our roadways. Residents who use our Prairie Lake Park can look forward to several additions: a multi-purpose field, a half-court basketball facilities, restroom, a boat dock, volleyball court. Hiking trails are just some of the improvements scheduled for this year. Work should be complete by summer and ready to use during the school break. The park may be closed while this work is going on. It'll just be temporary. One of our major thoroughfares will get a facelift. Clark Road pavements north of Silver Star Road will be completely reconstructed through a milling and resurface project. This project is being funded by $1.6 million in stimulus money through the Florida Department of Transportation. You will also see an upgrading of the landscaping on Clark Road from White Road to Silver Star Road, continuing our efforts to enhance and improve our area. So be aware that's going to be happening within the next month. And so you might want to look for other alternative routes because there may be some slow traffic there. Now I'd like to introduce our city manager, Rob Frank. He's going to recognize his staff who, although we claim we do everything up here, they're the ones that really do everything. So, Rob?
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to ask staff to stand up, the ones who are in the audience, so everybody can see who these people are I'm going to be speaking of very shortly. Mayor, I just wanted to emphasize the 2010 budget was a collaborative effort made possible by the assistance of everyone you see in the audience here, including the assistant city manager, the directors, the managers, and all the city employees. I think we've all become very adept at doing more with less and squeezing every bit of efficiency we can out of the programs and projects that we all work with on a daily basis. I think we all know we've been able to keep staffing levels down at or below the levels that we were at in 2005, 2006, which has helped quite a bit, even though the city has seen a significant increase in population since that time. So hopefully we can talk about these same successes next year when we're done with the 2011 budget. We appreciate the recognition of the City Commission and you yourself, Mayor. And I'd just like to ask for a round of applause to all these ladies and gentlemen you see standing up in the audience.
I'm giving you all a standing ovation. Jamie, can you come down here, please? Jamie Cruteau is our assistant city manager, and she fills in for Rob when he's not here, and everything that goes wrong gets blamed on her. And I just want to give you a plaque for all that you've done. It says, presented to Jamie Cruteau, best darn assistant city manager in Ocoee. How about that now? I'd like Rob to come up. We have the best darn city manager in Ocoee 2010. Thank you very much. Now, in the past here, I've recognized First off, let me recognize some people just in the audience here. We have members of the Boy Scout Troop 198. You guys stand up real quick and look pretty. That's it. They're here working on merit badges. I think this Boy Scout troop has more Eagle Scouts in that troop than any other troop. I went down for, what, 2 or 3 the other night at one time? Yeah, and there was at least 10. They had all the Eagle Scouts stand up and participate, and there was 10 of them come forward that were in that troop before. So they're a great troop to have your kid in. All right, we're going to recognize some special people. Not normal to do it when something has happened this year, but something has pretty much happened this year. So I would like to have Roger Williams and Jennifer Waller to come forward, if you will. For those of you who don't know and don't get the Gazette and don't read the paper and don't watch the news, we had a major fire in our community. Bordeaux condos. How many units burn out? 24 units burn out. This is the managing group for them, and our fire department will tell you that they were there backing those people up all the time and are still in the fight to help them restore their lives. And on behalf of the city and myself and those people out there, I'm going to give you a key to the city, which I promised you at the last meeting, but I forgot it. And there it is. It's a very small lock. So I really appreciate all y'all have done. So.
Well, there are some people here that I do want to thank tonight. First and foremost, the mayor of Ocoee. He was out on site within the first 24 hours, cheering the residents on and lifting them up a little bit. Deputy Chief Butch Stanley, don't know what we would have done that night without you and your team there. You guys were tremendous. Detective Olson, I don't know if he's here, but did a tremendous job for us. And I just want to thank you guys and this community. Christine Torek, it's all you tonight. You are the ones that are really restoring the community. Thank you for everything you've done.
Okay. Christine, if you'll come forward. Christine, I bumped into her out there. She was taking stuff out and getting people squared away and has one of the people, I think, involved in it living at your house. Is that right? Because you've got to understand, if you've never been involved in a fire, I know you have, everything's gone. I mean, you're starting the world over. There's nothing that compares to a loss of a family member. Nothing really compares with the loss of your whole life, so to speak. And so on behalf of the city and myself, and I want to say thank you because you've done such an outstanding job. Here's 2 keys, because I know if you're like my wife, you'll lose one of them.
Thank you, Dave Scott, for all you've done. Okay. Everyone, I just wanted to thank everyone for their support in the community. We've had so many organizations step forward for our fire recovery task force. Bordeaux condominiums, you guys have been fantastic. Our goal as a fire recovery task force is to get all of the 31 victims that were displaced from their homes back up and running, not only just with material goods, shelter, but also grief counseling. And I would definitely like to thank the High Point Church, Pastor Keith Tower and Pastor Andy King, who have stepped up to help many of the victims, and also the Ocoee Oaks United Methodist Church. They have adopted fire victims. So thank you, everyone, for all your support. We've got a long way to go still to get everybody back up and running. Thank you, Mayor.
In closing, I'm proud of the progress we've made together. Our city is only as good as its people, and our people are the greatest asset. I look forward to a year ahead as we strive to be the best as we continue to keep Ocoee the center of good living. Be a part of our year. I have something I want to read to you that I got just as I was leaving tonight that kind of touches upon what I talk about this as I love my community. When I was quite young, my father had one of the first telephones in our neighborhood. I remember the polished old case fastened to the wall. The shiny receiver hung on the side of the box. I was too little to reach the telephone, but used to listen with fascination when my mother talked to it, okay? That was a long time ago. I discovered that somewhere inside that wonderful device lived an amazing person. Her name was Information Please, and there was nothing she did not know. Information Please could supply anyone's number and the correct time. My personal experience with the genie in a bottle came out one day when, while my mother was visiting a neighbor, amusing myself at the tool bench in the basement, I whacked my finger with a hammer. The pain was terrible. There seemed no point in crying because there was no one at home to give sympathy. I walked around the house, sucking my throbbing finger, finally arrived at the stairway. The telephone, quickly I ran for the footstool in the parlor and dragged it to the landing. Climbing, I unhooked the receiver in the parlor and held it to my ear. "Information, please," I said into the mouthpiece just above my head. A click or two and a small, clear voice spoke into my ear. "Information? I hurt my finger." I wailed into the phone. The tears came readily enough now that I had an audience. "Isn't your mother home?" came the question. "Nobody's home but me," I blubbered. "Are you bleeding?" the voice asked. "No," I replied. "I hit my finger with a hammer and it hurts." "Can you open the ice box?" Now that dates it. Ice box. Anybody remember ice boxes? I said I could. "Then chip off a little piece of ice and hold it in your finger," said the voice. After that, I called "Information, please," for everything. I asked her for help with my geography, and she told me where Philadelphia was. She helped me with my math. She told me my pet chipmunk that I had caught in the park just the day before would eat fruit and nuts. Then there was the time Petey, our pet canary, died. I called "Information, please," and told her the story, the sad story. She listened and then said things grown-ups say to soothe the child. But I was not consoled. I asked her, why is it that birds should sing so beautifully and bring joy to all families, only to end up as a heap of feathers on the bottom of the cage? She must have sensed my deep concern, for she said quietly, "Wayne, always remember that there are other worlds to sing in." Somehow I felt better. Another day I was on the telephone. "Information, please." Information said in the now familiar voice, "How do I spell fix?" I asked. All this took place in a small town in the Pacific Northwest, which this used to be a small town. When I was 9 years old, we moved across the country to Boston. I missed my friend very much. Information, please belonged in that old wooden box back home, and I somehow never thought of trying the shiny new phone that sat on the table in the hall as I grew into my teens. The memories of those childhood conversations never really left me. Often in moments of doubt and perplexity, I would recall the serene sense of security I had then. I appreciated how patient, understanding, and kind she was to have spent her time on a little boy. A few years later, on my way west to college, my plane put down in Seattle. I had about a half hour or so between planes. I spent 15 minutes or so on the phone with my sister, who lived there now. Then, without thinking what I was doing, I dialed my hometown operator and said, "Information, please." Miraculously, I heard the small, clear voice I knew so well. "Information." I hadn't planned this, but I heard myself saying, "Could you please tell me how to spell fix?" There was a long pause. Then came the soft-spoken answer, "I guess your finger must have healed by now." I laughed. "So it's really you," I said. "I wonder if you have any idea how much you meant to me during that time." "I'm sorry." "I wonder," she said, "if you have any idea how much you meant to me." "I never had any children, and I used to look forward to your calls." I told her how often I had thought of her over the years, and I asked if I could call her again when I come home to visit my sister. "Please do," she said. Just ask for Sally." Information, I asked for Sally. 3 months later, I was back in Seattle. A different voice answered. "Information, I asked for Sally." "Are you a friend?" she said. "Yes, a very old friend," I answered. "I'm sorry to have to tell you this," she said. Sally had been working part-time the last few years because she was sick. She died 5 weeks ago. Before I could hang up, she said, "Wait a minute. Did you say your name was Wayne?" "Yes," I answered. "Well, Sally left a message for you. She wrote it down in case you called." Let me read it to you. The note said, "Tell him there are other worlds." Listen again. "He'll know what I mean." I thanked her and hung up. I knew what Sally meant. Never underestimate the impression you make on others. Whose life have you touched today? Why not pass this on? I just did. Lifting you on eagle's wings, may you find the joy and peace you long for. Life is a journey, not a guided tour. I love this story just had to pass it on, and I hope you enjoy it and get a blessing. Thank you. This is the end of our... We're excused except for the people who got something we want to get a picture of you, okay? Thank you. And enjoy the buffet out there. The next meeting will start at 7:15, so...
Hey, Joy?